Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Real Clear Politics Takeaway for Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021. I'm Tom Bevan, co-founder and president of RCP.
And I'm Carl Cannon, Washington Bureau Chief for Real Clear Politics. March 2nd, Tom, today is Theodore Geisel's birthday. His friends called him Ted, but the world knows him as Dr. Seuss, born on this date in 1904.
And unfortunately, Carl, Dr. Seuss has been canceled, at least partially. The company that publishes Dr. Seuss's books announced yesterday that 6 of his titles are going to cease to be published anymore. They're not his most famous titles, but they include If I Ran the Zoo, The Cat's Quizzer, Scrambled Egg Super, and a few others. Carl, Joe Biden on Read Across America Day a couple days ago omitted mentioning Dr. Seuss, which is a break from past presidents. Trump did it, Obama did it. So Dr. Seuss is no longer, at least some of his writings are no longer allowed.
It's getting hard to keep up. This is like Bon Appetit, going back and changing recipes. What is the good doctor alleged to have done? Where did he run afoul of the thought, please, Tom?
Well, apparently people have accused him of using racist stereotypes and images in some of his works, and that's what and we've seen in some school districts around the country, they've stopped reading his books and using his books. And so, that's where we are, Carl.
Well, he had a good long run. I won't feel sorry for him.
You're not going to defend him?
Well, I'm going to defend him because in his day, I wanted to say, look, nothing's forever. He was a generation, 3 generations of American parents and children benefited and loved his writing. And, I wrote my morning essay today. He made a career out of making children laugh and adults think, but sometimes it was the other way around. In his day, he was criticized politically for being, too left wing. He was a partisan Democrat, and he made that pretty clear. In some of his writings and books, I wouldn't expect today's deconstructionists to even get some of the allusions, but he was writing about nuclear war and other things, and he was a liberal. I was thinking of him this morning because in 1974, we had an impeachment that never got to that stage because Richard Nixon resigned. But as the Watergate scandal consumed Washington, Ted Geisel, as his friends knew him, sent a book to Art Buchwald, and it was a book he'd written. It was one of his lesser-known books, Marvin K. Mooney, Will You Please Go Now? And in the letter he sent to Art Buchwald, who was a liberal columnist, Dr. Seuss had taken out Marvin K. Mooney and written in Richard Nixon. And Buchwald didn't need to be told twice that this was great grist for a column. So he wrote a column and, substituting the name Marvin K. Mooney, substituting Nixon for that. And this morning I fooled around with the idea that maybe if Dr. Seuss were alive today, he might... and if he were canceled, he might have to be talking to Republicans, So he might send his book to Liz Cheney or Adam Kinzinger, Mitt Romney, maybe even Mitch McConnell. And I thought I could maybe read you the punchline of the Marvin K. Mooney book if you want, Tom.
Absolutely. Let's have it.
All right. And remember, this has been updated. And this isn't me exactly. This is me channeling Mitt Romney, channeling Art Buchwald, channeling Dr. Seuss.
Okay.
Donald J. Trump, will you please go now? The time has come. The time has come. The time is now. Just go. Go, go. I don't care how. You can go by foot. You can go by cow. Donald J. Trump, will you please go now? You can go on skates. You can go on skis. You can go in a hat. But please go. Please.
All right, Carl. Well, what else is there to say? You think the pendulum will swing back and Dr. Seuss will be uncanceled at some point in the future?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you can't. It's hard to keep genius down. This cancel culture, Mark Twain was taken out of libraries when I was a young man in college. Then they slyly put him back in.
But now he's on the outs again.
Yeah. But, it's like I say, genius has a way of rising to the top.
All right. We will leave it there. I'm Tom Bevan, co-founder and president of RCP.
And I'm Carl Cannon, Washington Bureau Chief for Real Clear Politics, and this has been the RCP Takeaway for Tuesday, March 2nd, 2021.